So I lost 50,000 followers on Instagram a few weeks back. How? Why? Are probably some questions you're not asking because you don't care, but I'm going to pretend you are anyway because I need a better video. Now, but in all seriousness, today I thought I'd go over how I grew my account to over 50,000 followers, and at the time of this, it was getting around about a 90% engagement rate, which basically means I was averaging 45,000 likes a post, which if you know anything about engagement rates, that is insane. And in this video today, I'm going to be spilling my secret sauce, if you will, on how I managed to do that and my best advice to replicate it on another theme page. But look, I like to keep it authentic and real, so I'm not going to bullshit you for any longer, so let's get straight into how I did it. So I originally started my page in March 2018, where I saw a video about theme pages and I decided I should start one. In hindsight, it was probably a video by Behezes or something like that. It was just about how you can make money from growing theme pages, and I was intrigued, and being very naive and not understanding supply and demand in different niches, I decided to pick the most generic thing you could possibly think of, which was reposting cat videos. At this time, what I would usually do is I'd go onto the biggest cat pages and just repost some of their videos. I was posting videos about twice a day, and I was using a follow for follow strategy. Yo! 2 months later, and I was following around about 3.5 thousand people, and I was averaging around 100 likes a post. But being impatient, I decided to just drop it and quit it, and I didn't touch that account for another year and a half. Skip to November 2019, 5 months ago. At this point, I had some mediocre success on YouTube and my ego was through the roof. So I decided to pick up this Instagram page again for literally the purpose of reaching a 100,000 followers. I mean, if you haven't already decided I'm a prick, then you have now. But despite my questionable motives, I was determined and I decided to look up properly this time how you would go about growing a successful theme page. In which doing this, I came across a video which basically in short said that when you hit around 2,000 followers, that's when Instagram starts putting you in the explore page and you're going to start getting a lot of organic traffic. At the time of me watching this video, the cat page had just shy of 2,000 followers and I decided to daily post again. But this time it was different because I had thought of a new content strategy. And this exact strategy is what led me to get an insanely high engagement rate, but I'm going to get into that in just a minute. 1 week later, and I had amassed over 2,000 followers, and I had my first post hit the Instagram algorithm. I was buzzing at this point, and I think at the time it had around about 100k views and 10 likes. And I had gained 1,000 new followers just from one post. And I think at that point I was already hooked. I'd seen the numbers. I was an arrogant idiot, and I just decided to follow numbers. I think the video was something like really stupid. It was a cat smacking its brother because it didn't get enough food, or I mean, look, there's not going to be any intelligent cat videos that go big, so basically all of them are just dumb shit like that. The rest of November went very, very well, and at the end of November, I had finally gotten 10,000 followers. So before I continue on with this story and go over how exactly I lost my Instagram theme page, I thought I'd give you my best advice and tips for running a theme page. The most important thing, 100%, is the content you post. I did mention a few minutes ago in this video that I had thought of a new content strategy, and here is exactly what it was. I would only repost videos from accounts in the follower range of 10 to 200,000 followers. You may be asking why this was, and basically it's because it had more viral potential. I just totally made that up. That isn't actually a con phrase, but in short, it was because big cat pages had a follower base, which basically diluted and made it very hard to differentiate viral and just generic content that wouldn't blow up on your page. But when you have a smaller page, for example, 50,000 followers, they haven't really established yet a massive fan base where they're going to be getting 100,000 likes a post from it. So on those pages, you'll see a huge difference in content that is viral and clearly not viral. What I would do for this new content strategy is I would go on a ton of small pages. I probably had around about 50 that I had on my notes page. I would go back on them probably every week and just look for videos that had blown up in the last week. This probably did take 3 times as long because I had to go searching for literally like 10 minutes to find one good post. But using this, you're going to probably get 10 to 20 times better results than you would if you wouldn't, so it's totally worth it in my opinion. I'm not sure if I covered this in much detail already, but do not post videos that went big. I would say probably over 3 weeks ago. The Instagram algorithm moves on very fast, so a video that blowed up 3 weeks ago may not do well nowadays. But in short, you're going to want to find content from a smaller page that has completely blown up on their page and it has been posted very recently, and once you've got those 3 boxes ticked, repost that video because there is a 99% chance it will do well on yours. So using this exact content strategy, I was probably posting daily, like some days I'd miss it, but most of the time it was daily, and I did this for the next 2 months. My page was doing crazy well, and some weeks I was averaging around about 5 to 7 million impressions. So we're talking like 1 million different impressions every single day. Things were going great, and this is when I started to get sponsorships, and I made my first video on how to grow your Instagram page. I was probably making a few £100 a month, so nothing too substantial, but still a pretty decent amount for like reposting cat videos. That takes me probably around about 5 minutes a day. But yeah, this was until I met Kashamala, where he said this in my emails. Hello, I am writing to you from the rights management team at Lad Bible Group. We've noticed some of the content on your platform you do not have a license for. Do you mind contacting your license department to see if you could discuss this? Very polite, a very normal message. To which I just bluntly replied, which videos are you talking about? You may be asking, why did I have such a blunt and kind of like rude and unprofessional response? Well, it's because quite often on Instagram, what people will try and do is make you pay for a fake license. So for example, they'll say, oh, this is my content, pay me like £100 so I won't strike you, stuff like that. And I generally thought this wasn't actually from Lad Bible, and it was just some random guy trying to make a few £100. Thanks for getting back to me. The link in question can be found here. He linked one of my Instagram posts. Do you have a license? Any content without a license is subject to a license fee. This kind of was a bit of a red flag as well. On the bottom of his email, it says, please be cautious. This email was sent outside of your organization, which still to this day makes me think this guy wasn't actually working at Lad Bible and just basically conned a random name with @ladbible.group at the end of it. But look, I'm still not sure to this day, and we're going to get onto that in just a minute. I just said, can you please prove you actually own this video, asking for a license? They said, okay, find our license and whatever link here. Can you now please share yours? I'm going to be blurring out most of this license because I'm probably not allowed to show it to you, but it looks like a pretty legit online legal document, so I didn't really particularly raise any red flags. And I was starting to get a little bit concerned, like, okay, maybe I need to comply with this guy because maybe he's actually legit, but still in the back of my head, I was thinking this is just another scammer. He's trying to make money out of me. It's probably like a fake license that is made up. So in response, I said, yes, let me contact my licensing team, which in short meant shut up. I'm not going to contact my licensing team. Leave me alone. 2 days later, he replied, hello, I hope you are well. Do you have any update on this? Many thanks. I just completely aired him at this point. Pretty rude, but whatever. I generally just thought he was trying to make money out of me. 4 days later, he just said, I'm following up on my email to get this matter resolved. Do you have any license or permission to share this content? Any content He's just repeating that I need to pay for a license. Said, yes, I'll get it to you tomorrow. Didn't get it to him tomorrow. 2 days later, he says, hello, following up on this. Can you provide a license? If not, then you're going to have to buy a license. In retrospect, if this was actually legit, then I've been a complete dick to this guy, and I've aired him multiple times, and I've been completely unprofessional. But as I've already mentioned, I thought this guy was trying to scam me out of some money. This is a thing people do on Instagram. They pretend they own content, they send a fake license, but it does look pretty legit. I don't know, I'm still split on it now. If you know, yes or no, if this is legit, then comment down below because I'd be very interested to know. But he's basically just repeating what he's saying. He's just saying, I need to pay for a license. I said it was used for non-profit, which I'm not huge on copyright, but I know on YouTube at least, if you use something for non-profit, then you don't have to pay money for it. I'll be the first to admit if I'm wrong with that, but he just says, thank you for confirming you do not have a license, which I never directly said, but I guess he's kind of inferred that at this point. Then he says, we need a license in place to cover the authorized use. Many of this is what he's just been repeating for the last week. At this point, I deleted the video he talked about because I was like, okay, this is getting a little bit dodgy. I don't want this guy to strike me. The video wasn't doing crazy well anymore. It probably had around about 300,000 views, 50k likes, and it kind of plateaued from there. Hello, we will need a requiring license fee of £500 for the unauthorized usage of this content. Please confirm with your full name and address. We need this to proceed payment. So at this point, I'm like, I haven't even made 500 quid off this whole page, to which I just completely took the piss. I think I'd watched like Nico or Milana's video. Man, it's so immature, but like, I don't know why I did it. Yeah, okay. He said in response, thank you for providing this. Can you provide us with like the postcode zip? I didn't respond with anything, and he then replied 3 days later saying this. Hello, I am following up on my email below as the rights management team have informed that they have issued strike action on a further 3 more videos on your platforms. We must have a license in place with fee of $500 per video use. Let me get this right. This guy striked 3 of my videos that he didn't even have a license for to get my account taken down, so I would have to pay the £500 so he could unissue the strikes. Surely there's got to be some rules against that, like. So look, if any of you know how I can possibly get this back, or if you know this is a scam or not, then please let me know, because quite frankly, I kind of want the page back. But as far as I'm aware right now, the Instagram page is done. And here's what Social Blade said about my page. It had just under 50,000 followers when Social Blade last updated. And as you can see, this is nearly a 90% engagement rate. And one of the maddest things as well, look, my follower rank is 600,000, but my engagement rate is in the top 10,000 of all Instagram accounts ever. So look, in short, this video wasn't created for the purpose of attracting sympathy and like attracting attention. Quite frankly, I don't even really care. Instead, this video served the purpose to just let you know these kind of things can happen, and take what you will from this video. Be cautious when proceeding with Instagram. Always credit people. That was one of my big mistakes, and I think that was one of the things that actually led to my downfall in the first place. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't new. I do a lot of business type videos, and I would really appreciate a subscription. And yeah, I will see you in my next video.